Welcome to NRG Sounds. My name is Sam Quinn, and this is the Introduction to Bass Guitar program. This program is for those of you who are brand new to the bass and want to get started from the ground up. The bass guitar, also known as the electric bass, is a relatively modern instrument, at least when compared to a standard 6-string guitar, piano, saxophone, or violin. But it has, in a relatively short time, become a fundamental part of modern music across many different cultures and genres. The widespread adoption of this instrument has made it an integral part of almost any modern genre you can think of. Rock, pop, heavy metal, blues, country, R&B, funk, reggae, among many others, all have a bass guitar as a core component of their sound. Even styles of music you don't typically associate with this sound often have players or subgenres that make heavy use of it. Don't think a bass guitar belongs in jazz or electronic music? Tell that to players like Steve Swallow or Square Pusher. There are even classical concertos for bass guitar and symphony orchestra. The point is, if you are a music fan, you can probably find something you enjoy playing on the bass guitar. In this program, we will be covering a brief history of the bass guitar, the core parts of a typical bass, how to use a modern electronic tuner to make sure your bass is in tune before you play, how to hold and play the bass guitar for maximum comfort and to avoid injury, and we will finish the program by learning our first 2 songs. A couple of housekeeping details before we begin. As a person who is interested in the electric bass, presumably you are, you may have noticed that some come with 5, 6, and even 7 strings. For the entirety of this course, I'll be using a 4-string bass, and I would encourage you to do so as well. 4 strings is more than enough to play the vast majority of bass music out there. Furthermore, bass guitars with more than 4 strings require some subtle shifts in technique that may be tricky for someone just starting out. Also, there are many different ways to tune a bass guitar, but we will be sticking with the standard E, A, D, G throughout this course. More on that in an upcoming video. There are pieces of music out there that sound better in alternate tunings, some songs even require it, but this standard casts an extremely wide net. Finally, I am right-handed. Therefore, I will be referring to our left hand as the fretting hand and our right as the plucking hand. For all of you out there who have decided to play lefty, these 2 hands are reversed. The left is plucking, the right is fretting. And while we're on the subject of lefties and righties, what if you haven't made up your mind about which way you want to play? If you're left-handed and you have never played an instrument in the guitar family before, you may think that getting a left-handed bass is the way to go. This may not necessarily be the case. If you are new to guitar-like instruments, like the bass, your body will likely not have a bias one way or the other. Therefore, I would highly recommend at least trying to play right-handed. The guitar industry is notoriously unkind to southpaws. Lefty instruments are far less common and often more expensive than their righty counterparts. Also, most teaching material, this course included, are made from a right-handed perspective. With all the disclaimers out of the way, let's grab our bass and get rocking.